Interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
As I said, never before seen footage of the days leading up to his arrest. Can you just talk a little bit about, was there anything that surprised you from that footage?
The footage, well, I mean, I think it's rare to find someone who's being, talked about all over the country. All eyes were on him, so to speak. And it was really interesting to see his last days of freedom.
Does LeBron know something the rest of us don't? Because right now, the only thing louder than the rumors is the silence. And in Hollywood, silence isn't golden, it's suspicious. So what's really going on? Do the tapes actually exist? Is LeBron just collateral damage? Or is there more waiting to explode? Because if 50 Cent truly has the receipts, then the King's Castle might not be as untouchable as it seems. And judging by everything unfolding, this story is far from finished.
I don't mind taking on the responsibility of it. Like, there being the truth, he's not gonna be afraid. Like, 50 will just let my story be my story and not be afraid to change it.
But there are also some people that feel or want to know, how do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victim?
U.S. attorney, what you want you want the best attorneys you can have in there, and it really, I know you want to, like we said, appearances matter, but you want to win this case, and you need, like you said, it's harder.
People I don't think realized was he had cameras all over the place, unbeknownst to them. And now he has all that footage, supposedly. This is what I'm told. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens if, you're a huge, iconic, TV star or movie star, and you're in some...
They think like you should be an authoritative figure in that moment or say something. I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I don't agree. What could he have done?
2 years, 150 million or whatever he's trying to get from the Lakers.
I'm gonna flirt a little bit.
You sit there, you do a little flirt, you do a little giggle, you say Happy International Women's Day, you cross your legs. Listen, he put on a seminar, he put on a clinic on how to do it.
No reciprocation.
And Freed were in the unit that was one floor above mine. So in terms of like the setting, it's a fairly decent chance that the room I'm describing is similar to where Diddy is. Yeah.
I don't know how much, I don't like to say things that I know unless I see it. That there's a little difference, but was it discussed? Was there descriptions from people I know that were at those? Yes, but here's another thing. So how many of these big entertainment parties and over the years and everything, with as successful as you are, have you been around? Does anyone ever come up to you at a certain hour and say, okay, it's time to go? At those parties, they did.
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram, because of the...
Look at this, and let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you...
LeBron James has a problem, and it's not one that disappears with a polished press release or a well-timed charity donation. Because over the last 48 hours, one question has flooded group chats, timelines, and headlines alike. What was actually caught on tape at his parties? While the public fixated on Sean Combs' 50-month prison sentence for transporting individuals across state lines, insiders were obsessed with what never made it into the courtroom. Specifically, the rumored vault of unreleased footage from those infamous freak-off gatherings. And thanks to 50 Cent's explosive new docuseries, the conversation has shifted from whether those tapes exist to who might be on them. One name has dominated the speculation more than any other, and you already know where this is headed. The man who once laughed and said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party," is now at the center of a scandal that's less about what he did and more about what he allowed to be recorded. And the only real question left is how long he can stay silent. As one insider put it, the intention was to give a more full-bodied account of what happened, straight from the people who agreed to sit down and participate. The film doesn't just provide answers, it raises even more questions. And those questions may linger right up until the footage forces someone's hand. This isn't speculation pulled from thin air. Trial transcripts are public. Jurors described multi-day events where boundaries collapsed. Male companions were allegedly flown in, and cameras were, according to insiders, always rolling. Cassie Ventura testified under oath that she was coerced, recorded, and controlled through those recordings. So when 50 Cent hints that he's sitting on unreleased material from the same events, the question isn't if tapes exist, it's who else appears on them. And if you were a high-profile guest like LeBron, someone who attended and publicly celebrated those parties, what are the odds you never crossed?
I mean, I think the intention is to give a more full-bodied experience to what happened, you know, from the people that agreed to sit down and to participate. And I feel like the film asks a lot of questions, you know, maybe more questions are asked than answers given.
The FBI raid didn't look like distance. It looked like damage control. And then there's the silence. LeBron, a man who never hesitates to speak on politics, officiating, or culture, has offered no denial, no outrage, not even a carefully scripted statement. Just quiet. A quiet broken only by a resurfaced Instagram Live clip of him laughing with Diddy about those parties. A moment that doesn't feel like confidence, but like someone waiting to see what drops next. Add to that Kanye West's old warnings about control, once written off as unhinged rants, now sounding uncomfortably prophetic. Then come the industry claims that these parties weren't just filmed, but allegedly cataloged, footage circulated as leverage, as profit, as insurance. Jaguar Wright echoed that fear bluntly, warning that guests never truly understood how extensively they were being recorded. And suddenly, LeBron stops looking like a random name caught in the noise and starts looking like someone who knows exactly why staying silent might be the safest move.
Let's talk about LeBron James, the Lakers head coach, saying he is out for personal reasons. It's an excused absence. However, social media trying to connect it to a resurfaced clip where James joined Diddy Combs on a live stream and said, quote, "Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party." I think that went viral. I remember when
Attendee and more like a recurring presence, one reinforced by photos, videos, and even his own past remarks. So when 50 Cent teases a potential part 2, it's clear the public isn't ready for what might follow. Fans begin resurfacing strange viral images and long-circulating rumors, real or not, while Drake's old leaked messages suddenly read less like bravado and more like carefully coded coordination. At that point, the question shifts. It's no longer about whether footage exists, but about something far more uncomfortable. How damaging would it have to be for someone this powerful to remain this quiet? And when you factor in reports that LeBron's son was vacationing with Diddy's daughters just last spring, those connections start to feel less like coincidence and more like a network. Interconnected, familiar, and difficult to ignore.
Known that I've talked for a while, a lot of people are buzzing that Diddy's former BFFs are real quiet.
and they have been.
And people were wondering why and who's the next to fall. And then Jay-Z comes out, and then LeBron James says, I'm stepping away for excused personal reasons. And people are going, oh, what is going